Alright, sorry it's taking so long. It's been a week since I've streamed here. It's the longest I've gone without playing FTL, and since I started my streak at least. So I'm just like a little disorganized here, but I'll be ready in just a moment. Alright, so good to go here. Welcome to the stream. I am Neozar. This is my 100 win streak. On hard mode, all ships, random order. And yeah, we got 100 last week doing the Sultan B, which is a great ship. We got the Rock C for next time. And then I was going to take a little time off, then I got a cold. And then over the weekend, we had the FTL tournament, which was just like a really awesome experience. First time we've had one of those, and it was, I think, pretty much blew away everyone's expectations that I talked to. And I got to jump in as a commentator for 2 of the runs, the semifinal runs on Sunday, so that was really cool, kind of an unexpected thing. Had a lot of fun doing that with Farb and Gabo. I feel like we made a great pair, great team, I guess. Trio. Yeah, and definitely thanks to Cassalian putting that all together. But yeah, so let's get into this here. So random last time we got Rock C, which is definitely above average ship. Not like really super strong, but it's a good ship. Got a bunch of scrap, good layout, clone bay, crystal. One of its weapons is pretty solid all game, the other one sells for a lot. Alright. Let's see. As usual, I did not think about this beforehand at all, so just start jumping in here. What kind of cave animals do we want to go to here? We have cave bear. Let's have lion. And let's have something a little bit different. Hands up newt or something. Bear, lion, newt. The cave, hard. Advanced content enabled. Alright. Oh, and I don't know if I said this already. I can see your test message there. WQQZ89. So glad to have you by. I'm glad to hear that you've almost closed out your cycle. I think it's still, Thomas knows the number, I think, but it's only 15 or so people who have managed that, so that's definitely a very impressive feat. A lot of those have been in just, the last year, including myself. Alright, so let's get started here. Crew positions are good to start out. The crystal's the one you're going to want to move around the most just because they're not quite as slow. You don't really need to start them on doors though. As I start to with the power to run both these at the same time, the 3 power is pretty solid. 2 engines. You're not missing anything. You've got an augment to sell. You got a store right there. Probably a lot of people who just don't talk about what I already forgot what I mentioned. If I what that's about. Let's see. Yeah, so I do want to see this store, but I don't want to go there like immediately. I'm trying to think of the best way I can approach it. I guess if I go up here, I can take 2 jumps before it. About streaking? Oh yeah. I mean, I think most people who, if they get to the point of doing a cycle, usually they talk to someone about it. It's like, you know, most people at that point kind of want to be like, you know, talk about the game with some people and it gets around. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's some that Thomas is missing. But I think he's got the majority of them for people who've gone through a cycle. He's been like the record keeper for a few years now. And he's pretty easygoing about, you know, basically if you say you've done it, he'll put you on the record. I know there's like at least one person who, you know, there's like something about that, and it's like, you know, whatever, it's gonna trust them. There's no reason not to. This one I'm pretty sure is scraps on the debris even with a clone bay. I gotta double check this one. I think this is one of the ones where you need like level 2 med bay or something. Yeah, this is just get some scrap here. We scrap some of the debris, 7 scrap. All right, that's fine. Yeah, the zombie one. I was pretty sure of that. I just wanted to double check just in case. I feel like, you know, it's been, what, a week since I've played FTL, and I feel like it's been like 2 months, even though all I did was like talk about FTL this weekend. Do I still go to that store? Buy the flak or the heavy laser. Oh, hey, Airfer, welcome. Yeah, I feel like I remember you were in a Crow stream last night. Yeah. I'm glad to that you found the community as well. I found it last year after playing this game kind of on and off for a long time, and it's really great. There's some really awesome people in it, and it's like kind of at a funny point where it's actually been growing a lot, it seems, in the last several months. So it's a really cool time to jump in on it. I'm trying to decide here about this store, because I'm going to sell this for sure. I mean, and then if there's a weapon, I would sell this, depending, you know, what it is. This is 32 and this is 4072, so I have 79. So if there's like a burst laser 2 or something, I couldn't get it, which would be frustrating. If I could get like a burst laser 1, charge 1. Just trying to think of what weapons I would buy. Otherwise we're just like delaying shields. I don't know. I think I just get some more scrap and hope for another store. No. I gotta check it out. I'd possibly sell everything for a burst laser too also. Oh, look at this though. Wow, so many things. I wish I had so much scrap. Sell the rock plating. And sell the swarm. I think it's just sell the swarm and buy the flak. I don't think there's really any other, like, as much as I want a heavy laser, that's fun. It doesn't work with a heavy crystal well at all. I love reloaders, but it's like, I'm not buying it when there's a flak here. Yeah, there's no other play here. We sell the swarm for the flak. And this is why I was like, no, I have to go to the store, because if there's something like this, it changes my chances of winning the game, like, really high. and it's just such a huge benefit. And the risk is there's nothing there, and so it's slightly lower scrap, which it's like there's a risk to that. But in general, low scrap can be overcome. But you can't overcome, like, if the next 5 stores are all garbage and have no weapons, like, there's a chance I would have lost if I didn't go here, you know. It's like most likely there'll be another good store, but you never, you know, you always have to prepare for the worst RNG if you're trying to do the long streaks. So this is great. I mean, it's like not the most synergistic weapon setup, but the crystals really don't synergize with anything but other crystal weapons, so you can't really worry about that so much. I mostly treat it as like, oh, well, it's a bonus. If your other shots don't hit enough, it'll still get through 1 shield at least. So this is a good chance at double rewards. Aiding the civilian ship. I'm going to vent out to below 5002 for the targeting. So yeah, we just go right into weapons, obviously. And look, O2, look at it at work right there. The O2 targeting trick. So I guess, I mean, I can always shoot this into O2 and maybe I'll get a breach or something. It's pretty hard to get the crew kills with just the heavy crystal. It's only got a 10% breach chance. Yeah, I'm not gonna, it's like if the first one doesn't breach, and I already did the other damage, I'm just making sure they're not gonna do any damage to me. Alright, 19 scrap, and no double rewards on that one. Yeah, the crystal weapons, they're usually a little slower charging than like their laser analogs. So the venting is on hard mode. A percentage of the time they'll target a system based off a priority list, and so only systems that are on that list will be available. So if you have weapons or shields online, those are always on it. And one of the ones you can change is oxygen. If your oxygen level is under 50, they'll target your system to try to like suffocate you. So if you drop the O2 on your ship below 50 before they shoot their weapon, it'll have that on the priority list as well, which means it's a less of a chance it'll pick weapons off that list. Yeah, that's only on hard mode. They do different targets. That's one thing that changes between the modes that's not obvious, is how they target. Because there's a chance it shoots a random room, a chance it shoots a random system, and then a chance on hard that it shoots a random priority system. Which each like system has different qualifications. Like your engines and piloting is based off, I think you have to have evasion over 25 or 30%. I forget what it is exactly. You know, weapons and shields, it's like if you have them. And some of the other stuff is like based off its cooldown. Yeah, I don't do venting on every fight. I tend to do it really early, like before 2 shields and stuff. I'll do the venting trick on these ships. But I definitely skip it sometimes even before then when it's on a good ship like this. You know, the only time I'm doing it every single time is when you're on a really bad ship like Stealth B or something. So this is guaranteed double rewards because it's an outpost instead of a civilian ship. So this is always a fight you want to try and make sure to close out if possible. This is also a ship it's like so easy to do the venting on because it's just like ridiculous how these rooms are. It's so good. A lot of the sea ships have just like such good venting layouts. It's really nice. So it's like the same weapons pretty much. Oh, it's Alito this time though, so that's good. Just 1 damage. And we dodged it. There we go. And for the targeting also, what matters is, I think when the weapon turns, I forget what the exact metric is, but basically if you have the sensors where you can see the weapon charge, the second the bar drops down, it's targeted by that point. So it has to be like whatever things are happening in that moment when it switches, that's like when those conditions have to be met. Which most of the time, that kind of specific stuff isn't that important. But then when you're doing stuff like Stealth B and you're actually like using the sensors and depowering your weapon to take it off the list, which is the meta for that ship, then it's like really important. Because doing the oxygen and the weapon stuff on the Stealth B like reduces the chances of your glaive beam, your weapons being targeted by a lot. It's like really significant. If you do everything, it drops it down to like 7% instead of like 25% or something, 30%. Because by default, the only system on the priority list is the weapons, I believe. And then decloaking depending on if you've used it or not, I think. Probably go to the distress. Oh, hi, is this meta? You came from the weapon tier post. Glad that was helpful. Vulcans. Oh, don't talk to me about the Vulcan. I've gotten so many messages about the Vulcan still. It's like I've got no problem with people like having fun and playing any way they want, using the weapons that they find fun, and you can totally win doing anything. But it changes a little bit when you're talking about consistency. Alright, so I'm just going to get my shields here. It's pretty obvious play. There's no reason to delay it, especially since we got the flak already. I'm going to actually measure this out real quick. Oh hey Zeech, you came from the tournament, that's great, welcome. Yeah, the tournament, that was like really incredible, the event. It blew me away for sure. And I think most people kind of felt that way, it just like worked so much better than we expected. So I got 6 jumps and then I'm going to the exit. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to future events. I'd love to possibly play in them. Definitely I'd love to do like some commenting again. I thought that was a lot of fun doing that with Farb and Gabo. Yeah, I'm just going to go to the distress here. Alright, free augment with rock crew member. FTL jammer. Alright, we'll probably sell that. There's some like edge cases where it has some small value, but they're pretty inconsistent cases. Yeah, I thought it's just like everything, went really well. There's obviously a few like little hiccups, but in general, the everything went really smoothly, it seemed. Right, we really just care about their missile weapon here. But I want to power both shields, obviously, because the asteroids with the beam drone. I'll just cycle my evasion for the missile. Alright, right down there. Just pop our engines up. Alright, we didn't dodge it, that's fine. Go into the clone bay, it looks like. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, flak does nothing, because it's an auto ship. Flaks just miss auto ships so much. You kind of have to assume that it's going to miss almost every time. I'll just take out the shield so asteroids can help us out here. Well, I guess that's less weapons training. It's probably suboptimal to play right there. Alright, 13 scrap. Oh yeah, you missed Justin. I caught part of Justin, so I'm just like grateful for that because I know how many people missed all of it. Yeah, Mantis B was quite. I agree. I was a little surprised that Mantis B wasn't banned, and then I don't know if you. I said in chat how it was going to be pretty much exactly what happened. That was what I thought was going to happen. It's like especially when you're playing fast, there's just so many ways that ship goes really bad. So for the flak, you'll see when it targets, it's like that, it shows a red circle. And so the 3 projectiles that do damage, they all fall within that circle. So if you're targeting like auto ships where it's the 1x2 rooms, a bunch of them can land pretty easily outside of the room, and so then even if its ship doesn't dodge it, it doesn't do any damage because it just hits empty space. So that's why flaks are kind of bad for system damage, because it's hard to target specific systems, and they're hard if you're like relying on all flaks. You can actually really struggle against certain ship layouts. Alright, hail them. It's a lot of fuel for 3 missiles that we're not even using, so that's an easy one. Especially this early in the game, you know, we'll go through so much fuel. It lets us save buying it. We can give it away easier. And we got another store. All right, that's interesting. All right, so we get 3 more jumps before the exit. So I can just do 1, 2, 3, and go out there. You have a question about asteroid fields? Yeah, go. The game is slowing them for me. You mean after, so how, I think what you're talking about is after fights end, like normally your FTL charges really fast and all those sorts of things. But when you're in a hazard, that could do damage. It won't speed up. Is that what you're talking about? No, okay. Like the whole game's, oh yeah, see, I'm not sure, that must be some kind of graphics issue or something, I'd guess. I'm not sure what that would be. I don't know a whole lot about the tech support side of the game. I've been fortunate enough to have it work pretty smooth for me. Alright, so yeah, we'll do 1 jump and then the store and then jump here. Let's see. In regards to the crew positioning, let's see, we try to communicate peacefully. Alright, we got an NG, that's awesome. The reason I do the crystal in weapons is I'm more likely to dance him around, and you know, it's like my thoughts on, now that I think about it, my thoughts might have changed, because for a long time I'd be more hesitant to move my engines guy, but lately I actually move my weapons guy a lot less often on a lot of ships. Although with this ship's weapons it doesn't usually matter because they're slower anyways. So that's kind of what it is. It's like early game, if I have to deal with borders, I'd rather just move the crystal around and then also use his ability to deal with borders, and he can run back to help just man systems again. While the rock, it's like if the rock has to go defend O2 or something, it's going to take him forever, go to the sensors. So I just leave him here. And then he can switch between the rooms to help deal with fires or whatever if he has to. Let's see. So that's great that we got this NG is really nice. Put them on doors, that's an easy choice. A bunch more blue options. Someone who can like run around a ship. Alright, so we can sell the jammer. I mean, I guess there's not necessarily a reason to do that since I still don't have enough to buy hacking. Which is what I would buy here if I could. I'm not going to buy a battery though. Because there's a chance we find a store before we get like that much more scrap. You know, I mean, there could be a store in the exit beacon even, you know, we might make 20 scrap here and then find hacking a store here and then not be able to buy it again. And we're okay on power. But if I had more scrap, I'd buy the battery this early to take it out of the system pool, and also just because it's useful. Right, don't need anything else. Got enough fuel repaired up enough. So it's like, I'm glad I went to that first store because that one didn't have weapons, you know. Alright, training ship. Alright, yeah. So they can't hurt us. So we can do some training on the ship. Unfortunately, we can't train against them because the crystal just goes right through their shields. I'm curious what their crew is real quick. We have a mantis in here. So I'm going to try for a O2 kill, see if we get lucky with a breach. Alright, so here I'm going to use the speed hack, which if you're unfamiliar with is something a lot of streamers and a lot of people use in general for FTL now. And basically just does what it says, it just speeds the game up Most people just use it for training. I think Freddy Z was saying he like plays the game sped up sometimes. I don't know what that's about. That's a little crazy to me. But it saves so much time training. When I played on tablet, there was nothing like this. So I've done the whole sit and leave the game for an hour a lot. And I try to only use the speed hack in cases where like that's what I would do if I didn't have it in order to win. But I'm glad to not have to do that now. Yeah, I know you can do the internal values thing too. Something about that bothers me personally. Like I've got no problem with people using other stuff like that, and it's totally just the same thing. It's a really arbitrary distinction. So I know some people will go ahead and just do that because, like, well, whatever. I'll just put all the things I can max each time, instead of like sitting there and doing it. I think that's what Mike does now. It's like I get it, you know. All right. But yeah, hacking it's just so good. I mean, the big part with hacking is that it's a way to control RNG, which is like, you know, the real enemy in FTL is RNG, and hacking is just like your best tool against it. So I'm not sure if there's a single run in my 100 wins where I didn't have hacking. Like, it's totally not necessary to have it that much, and there's some ships I'm totally open to not having it on where you can only have one system. But that's just kind of how it worked out for me. So they have the Mantis repairing because the Mantis was on an engine, so that's who they'll send. So they get the slow repairs. Yeah, miss is annoying. But I'm just going to let the crystal do its thing anyways in case we get a breach with it. Chance it's actually more likely for us to get an O2 kill here if we only use the flak on O2, because that is a decent chance of only doing 1 damage to the room, and the Mantis repairs are so slow. That's a way to get O2 kills sometimes, is just by only doing 1 damage at a time to oxygen. They'll suffocate before their ship dies. Yeah, alright, so they're running, so now we shoot them more so they don't run. Alright. There we go. Oh yeah, 80 scrap. Perfect. Alright, so now there should be a store here with hacking just to prove my point for me, right? 4 fuel for 2 drone parts. I mean, it's like economical through most, the whole game pretty much. The late game where fuel's 4, it's a break even. We don't need drone parts yet, but it's like pretty much a guarantee that we will with hacking. And we have all this extra fuel. It's like I'm gonna go for it for now. Most of the time I wouldn't, but being like still over 20 fuel after that, like if we were at 20 fuel right there, I'd hesitate a lot more, especially since we already had some drone parts. And we don't know when we'll get hacking. There's always a chance we won't. So we're going NG controlled here. 2 to 3 stores is better than 2 stores. A lot of free items, which is more value early game since their sell doesn't change, and that's also when you need items more. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of the like toying with your prey in FTL. It's true, especially once you get like mind control and stuff going on. You can really just be messing with them for a long time, or do the things where like you break their oxygen and their crew's all dead, but their clone base still going. They just endlessly die. So we're not going to spend scrap here. We're basically going to try and not spend any scrap except at stores until like Sector 3. Unless we get like a weapon we want to get online right away. Attack the unmade ship. Yeah, that's an interesting reason for the Fed C. For me, for the Fed C, like, I'm going to take my shields down one, so I don't have to worry about that. Might as well do the oxygen here. Especially since, you know, they're hacking our engines. For the Fed C, for me, I'm often like, I feel like I just need help dealing with ships, and like I want hacking like end of sector 1, beginning of sector 2, like just to reduce damage or like make kills more viable if I haven't got a weapon or whatever it is. Just like it has so many problems. I find hacking can just deal with a lot of those problems. And then I've generally been able to find it, you know, within that time frame. But it's one of those things where, like, I don't necessarily think one is better than the other. Like, I think if you, yeah, I mean, look, so here you can see the red dots are where the flak is actually going to hit. You see it after you fire it. And so all 3 of these are outside of the rooms. So no matter what, that does 0 damage. Because they just whiff right by. But, like, you're definitely more reliant on finding weapons if you go. Like, on one hand, if you go cloaking, you need really good weapons because you don't have hacking to help your weapons. But if you don't have cloaking, you need really good weapons because you have to kill them fast because your defenses are bad. Like, no matter what, you just need, like, a big loadout on that ship. And so I kind of just go all in on it with hacking, and I usually just, like, blast away at the flagship and spend a bunch of hull. And by the end, I'm, like, at least at half or lower. But, like, in a way where I know I was going to kill it in time each time because my weapons were just extreme. Like, that's usually the loadout I go to. And kind of in general, my playstyle will often be low scrap, you know, not maximizing scrap in order to go to more stores or whatever. And just come in with, like, you know, blazing offenses and be okay taking some damage. Yeah, my pace is much slower than the tournament pace, and even slower than, you know, generally like how Crow plays. Try to shield their ship with yours, but not always. I feel like, you know, Crow speeds up more than I do, but he definitely slows down to the same speed as me at times as well. I think his, like, top speed is just higher. Right, 8 scrap. Certain fights, especially later, like if I'm having a rough run in the mid game, I can have very slow fights with, like, managing power. So we have Clone Bay, so we can send the crew. There we go. Look at a lot of fuel we got still. Hey, and a weapon. Again, not a very synergistic weapon. You know, these are both really good at dealing with shields. This is good at ignoring shields. So, but, you know, it still has value for sure. Blue options. Although most of the blue options, I think it's only blue options covered by the NG. You know, Zoltan shields, selling it. It's still an extra shot. Helps the crew kills a little bit too. I'm going to measure this out real quick. Let's see. So, yeah, I don't think I get 6 before the exit. I think it's a little short of that, so I can only get 5 more jumps before I have to go to the exit. Alright, so it's the NG sector, so I should be seeing stores. They got to be stacked up back here. Alright, so this, I don't really need the crew, and also this has a higher chance of hull damage. So we agreed to offer them up. I think it's 1 out of 3 chance of hull damage with that option, and 2 out of 3 with the other. Right, hacking. I think this is one of the ships that can also have 2 shields in the sector, which is always exciting to see. Oh, they do have a second weapon there. Still can't damage us unless they hack our shields or something. I've been messing that up lately. I don't know what it is. I meant to do it so it fired it in there, but I've been doing it late the last couple times. I like unlearned the timing or something, I guess. I don't know. Actually, I didn't mean to do that. Originally, I was thinking I gotta check if they, because this is gonna be Mantis on the ship, so they're easier to crew kill. But I got distracted by messing up the crystal lockdown thing. Okay. So get the oxygen back in there. Let's see what crew we got. Yeah, 3 Mantis. I mean, it's still pretty low chances of getting a crew kill here. Especially because this thing is going to... Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and try and wait until the crystal heavy dodges this thing. Let's just shoot him. Yes, he still shot the crystal heavy down. Alright, one more volley should do it here. All right. I mean, I know the option to offer up the Mantis is less chance at damage, and it's either the fight or it's high scrap. So usually, if I don't need a crew member, there's no reason to go for the Mantis. Alright, accept their offer of surrender. There's the stores. Alright. I got 157. So, let's see. Which one has hacking and mind control for me? Or another weapon I want. See, I don't really want to get locked into going to all 3. Definitely not the ideal layout. I mean, because I can do 3 jumps before the exit, so I could just do all 3 stores and be like, that's it for my sector. Which seems pretty lame. It's annoying that I can't do, like, have an option of 2, and then maybe the 3rd. It's like, yeah, if I could do it, I gotta go all in or not. I think here I take 2. Yeah, I rarely dive. I'm known for almost never diving, especially early game. I just don't buy engines most of the time, even. I'll stay at 2 or 3 engines until like the flagship, and then go up to 4 unless I just get a lot of scrap. Yeah, like my playstyle is definitely a little different than a lot of the other win streakers in that a lot of them will go much more into diving and high scrap. And I'm totally fine having like a sub 1500 scrap run, and just playing that way. So yeah, I think, I mean, 150, like if I don't get anything, I'm totally fine going to the next sector. I'll put a weapon point in. Yeah, I'd rather just, it's like I don't want to miss a good store, right? This is a really obnoxious choice, because it's like, if this is the only good one, then I'm also locked into going 2 stores, but it's like, whatever, I gotta get it if it's a good one. Just sector 1 again. So there's mind control. There's another, I could have had 2 reloaders by now. It would have made me so happy. So here we buy mind control, in case the next 2 stores have nothing. Here we buy nothing, in case the next store has something good. We don't want to buy the battery and not be able to get something. And here, probably buy a small bomb, sell the ion, buy a reloader. Yeah, I know, could have had 3 reloaders. The dream. If only I had infinite scrap, I could have bought a heavy laser from that first store and hacking and a flak, and I had 3 reloaders by now. It's like, yeah. Alright. So yeah, nothing here. Sorry, I have mind control. Going against 2 shields. This is like not ideal, but it's like okay. I have 21 bombs though, and this is like, adds so much value to me then. So I can't pass that up. This is like unnecessary. It doesn't go with any of my weapons. And we have red sectors next as well, I believe. And now it's how much can I justify buying a reloader because I want it. And I think I can. I mean, the downside is if we get an early store and we can't get enough scrap up for hacking, that's frustrating. There's a risk in it. But it is helpful. It is a valuable augment, in my opinion. And we're in a pretty good spot. You know, we got at least one system going. We got the NG also, and the bomb flak is a good upgrade. I'm gonna go for it. I can justify it enough, I think. Go up to 727 hull. Yeah, it's like, I mean, the heavy's not that slow, but it's a little slow, and small bomb's like a little slow in ways. I mean, I just, you know, I put a lot of value on reloader in general also. I find it's a very valuable argument a lot of the time. Especially, you know, on boarding ships, much less so. But I don't really build into boarding ships unless I come with a teleporter, so. And this is guaranteed double rewards. Yeah, we don't need to use a bomb here. Don't need 2 shields. So yeah, I should have done the oxygen power stuff. So we'll switch to the small bomb, because it's just the Lido. Oh, that was a mistake. For some reason I thought we hit, oh, the shield was down. Because I went down to 1 shield, that's what threw me off. I was like, oh, we didn't dodge it because it like hit that moment. Oops. So I just like depowered the flak for no reason. That's alright. It took me a second there. I was like, wait, how did I dodge that? It said I didn't dodge it. It's just the timing of how things lined up. I didn't dodge that one, that's fine. Alright, so that one maybe hits, that one does. You know, but one of those will hit the shields. Oh, we got breach. Alright, safe fight. Auto ships can't repair breaches, so nice and easy. Yeah, only 1 volley. If I had weapons training, the flak would definitely get in twice before cloak with a 1 reloader. But I don't even have level 1 weapons training right now, so it's not doing anything for me. If I kept the ion, then I could have done some weapons training. In fact, I maybe could have had it on one of those fights. I wouldn't pay enough attention, I guess. 8, 13. Flagship without crew, no. It's treated as an auto ship then, so it automatically repairs systems and mans them. But if it's a breach, it can't repair a breach. So it just can't repair that system. So breaches can be very valuable if you're planning to fully crew kill it. Let's see, rock controlled or pirate controlled? Generally favor rock because it's 2 stores. I don't mind going to slug if I don't want to go to like a Zolan or something. My thought is because it's like I wouldn't mind being kind of more in the middle also, just in general, if it's connected that much. But I'm gonna go to a rock. It's like 2 stores guaranteed is better than 1 to 2 stores, just by a lot. Especially when it's like we want hacking, 2 chances at it. It's much better. Alright, I just gotta grab some water and stuff here, so I'm just take a break for a quick minute. Put my BRB up, and we'll come right back to it. All right. So my goals this sector, I think my plan right now is to try and get away with saving scrap until we have 80, and then like leaving a little buffer to be able to buy hacking and getting our weapons up to 4 power. There's a chance after like the first jump I'm just gonna get weapon power anyways, but we'll see how it goes. It's like Sector 3 can definitely be a big step up if you get unlucky. One nice thing coming to the rock sector here, and this layout, it's like little nugget of jumps that only connects right here. Such a weird little shape. But anyway, what I was saying is I lost my train of thought there entirely. Oh, there's rock ships don't have drone control, and Sector 3 is when they can start having 2 offensive drones, which is like one of the biggest step ups, especially if you run into it in a hazard. You know, like going from Sector 2 enemies to Sector 3 enemies with weapons and 2 offensive drones and an asteroid field is just like disgusting. So that's one nice thing about the Sector 3 rock sector. I think this is when they can start having cloaking, which is annoying, but it's not as big a deal. think I hit this jump first. And it's a sun. Ah, intruders. Right. Why don't you come fight these guys? And let's see if I can like not mess up this timing this time. There we go. Yeah, so you can get the crystal like through the doors, but have it happen. That's nice with a mind-controlled guy, because normally he'll try to run away, you know, because they're out of oxygen. But when he's boxed in like that, he's stuck in there with them. Right. And then also, if you're unaware, if you have scanners and you see this, where it's a sun with no ship at it, this is the only event it can be, which is no scrap. So never jump to a sun with no ship at it if you have like a map reveal, if you can avoid it. The one trick with that, you know, you have to have them like be going through the door, and then if you like click the lockdown and be like, oh wait, I want you to go in this other room instead that's still in that same direction, they'll then get trapped just because of like how it interprets the order of inputs. So you have to like let them go to their original destination. All right. So there's decent chance you can get a crew kill on this ship, but probably won't use the bomb immediately. Let's see. So no med bay, only 2 crews, so this is like definitely prime, like get a crew kill kind of ship. Their weapons won't hurt us for a little bit though, because this needs to hit us and this is slow. So I'm trying to think, what I might do is get a damage in on their weapons, so it's like a safe fight, and then mind control the guy repairing it, and they'll pull the other guy and just make them fight in there and just shoot weapons. Because I think I should be able to get away without messing with the evasion with mind control. I don't think I need to do that for this one. Alright, so there you go. Do I flash shields for this? Because this fired once. Yeah, I think I flashed shields for that. Let's see. Oh, it's coming in my shields anyways. Yeah. Hey, a dodge, look at that. That's always exciting. Way to treat dodges though in FTL. Like if you're in the win streak mindset, it's all about like you're doing a large sample size of events, so you'll always get really bad RNG at some point, so you kind of have to plan on it. And so like dodging is just like a bonus. You never can count on dodging. Which is like why the main reason I upgrade engines is for running away. And for getting 100% dodge with cloaking is like the other time when it's more valuable. Alright, so I'll probably just shoot them at first without this small bomb, just to save missiles. Like I have a lot, but you can never have too many. You can sell them later and stuff if you get the right event. So while they have a bunch of hull, I can still just shoot them. Hey Dapper Rich, welcome to the stream. I'm back at it again. Now the one thing here, we actually need to wait for him to do repair 1 level. I mean, which is fine here. With Mantis, they're too slow often. Because if you mind control him when it's broken, he'll just leave the room and the other guy goes and repairs it. And if you mind control this guy, the guy repairing will just ignore him. The only way to get him to fight is to let him repair level first. So yeah, you know, got that small bomb. I don't need to use it yet, but it doesn't mean that we're not happy to have it. 5 fuel, 20 cents scrap. Nice easy crew kill. Oh, nice, you won that Fed C run. That's good. Fed C is such a stressful ship. It's the most like unsettled ship guaranteed. There's like literally no build I could have on it that would make me feel secure on that ship at like any point. Like you can have insane weapons and a pre-igniter and Zoltan Shield and still lose. Much less likely, but can definitely still happen. Maybe about 7 jumps, maybe 8. I'll have to see, like, I kind of want to see if there's no store, if they're all over here, like, I need to go through the exit to get to a store and just waste a jump. Yeah, your soldiers are so down. I know, the flagship fight, at least, especially the way I do flagship, I was just talking about this before, I don't usually have cloaking on that ship. So it's like, it's always a messy fight. It's just like a DPS race. I know my last one, it's like I pumped the, my weapons like weren't as great as I hoped. It was a pretty low scrap run. So I like pumped the arty flak though right before flagship. And it kind of like saved me a little bit at the end. Three crew. I think we just do the mind control the weapons guy. But I probably won't wait for him to break one. I'm just going to shoot him. Look at these dodges. Oh, I timed that poorly. Oh, it doesn't matter though. So the way they deal with weapon power has always been like slightly obtuse. There's some like weird exceptions to it, but in general, they'll depower whatever weapon is the least charged. So it's like because that missile had just fired, that's why they took the missile offline. And that's why sometimes they'll swap weapons around, because like one will still have charge from depowering like right after the other one fires. Alright. So now we can mind control the guy repairing there. Again, it's that thing like... gotta wait for him to repair it at one level and then he'll probably be cloaked. A little obnoxious. But it's worth chasing the crew kills. Hopefully this gets in on time. No, although their evasion will be down because this pilot's not going to be there. Not quite enough. It's close though, got both their shields down. That's alright. You know, probably taking damage, but that's part of like repairing higher also, is having the hull leeway to like be okay taking a little extra damage in a fight to get a crew kill or something. Because that difference can definitely be worth it. And also if you just like dodge everything through like sheer luck, that really helps out. Definitely recommend trying that out. They're almost done. Ooh, not dodging anything now. Well, that should be one of them dead then, right? Level 2 cloak is pretty obnoxious. Honestly, I probably would have done something different in this fight if it weren't for the fact that we've dodged so many of these missiles that it's like hasn't really been much of an issue. Yeah, Zeech, I say sometimes that FTL based, I mean, it's a turn-based game if you pause enough. Like, if you're Mycopoly and you pause, like, that much, it's a turn-based game, and it's just like, you know, each frame is a turn. And you can start measuring stuff out by frame, which he totally does. I don't go quite that extreme, but I definitely am on the heavier side of micro for sure. So this is going to weapons, it seems like. And we dodged another one. This is like a little unfair here, honestly. Been getting dodged like way above our evasion. I've been volleying just awful also. I've been shooting this first, like, not on purpose. So we gotta hit him with at least one bomb, right? Got him with 2 bombs. That's fine, we have so many bombs. The timing they've been having, repairing it like right before cloaking each time. They gotta be almost out of missiles though, right? Yeah, so here we have to use 2 bombs so we don't do too much hull damage to them. Gonna wait for them to cloak again because I'm not sure of the timing. They're piling broken though. This should be perfect. We won't miss any shots with it. Hey Panhomo. Welcome back again. Glad to see you. Alright, this should be it. Alright, there's our 2 bombs back, 3 fuel, 28 scrap. Alright, so all the both stores are over here. So we're just gonna get right over there. We've gone away with not spending any scrap so far. We took a little bit of damage getting a crew kill that fight. Although, like, not nearly as much as we should have. I do not really ever buy scrap recovery arms. I mean, definitely on hard, like, early game, it's a bad buy. Early scrap has so much more value than late scrap. Because at a certain point, you shouldn't really, like, at a certain point of playing with, like, at a high level, it's pretty rare that you should lose at flagship because of low scrap. Like, you should generally be able to, like, figure that out through the game and be able to beat the flagship with, like, a lower scrap run. But what you can't do is, like, beat the early game with low scrap always, or, like, if you can't get the right items in stores. And, like, scrap arm being, you know, you're scrapping your early game for a long-term investment is just, like, a backwards play for what's most threatening in FTL. So here, I think I can take at least a jump or 2. In case there's multiple things I want to buy at the store. Like, there's definitely a way you could buy it late game if you wanted. Because it's like, you can do whatever you want late game to a certain extent if you've, like, won the run, if you have everything you need. But that's not really quite the same as, like, oh, well, would I, like, buy in the situation where it matters? Like, not really. And if I find a free one, I'm definitely likely to sell it. Like, I won't, if there's not a purchase that I'm going to use it for, like, I won't just sell it to float the scrap. But if there's anything I'm going to be using it for, or I could use it for, I'll sell it, like, right away. Because it just has more value that way. I have a med bay. Crew kills can be a little trickier for sure. But less threatening unless this is like an ion bomb. I'm just kind of do the same thing here. At least slow down their weapons and stuff too. No cloaking. Makes a difference for sure. Oh, we hit one of the laser shots with our flak. I like how they switch positions because of that. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to chase a crew kill on this ship. It just seems like kind of obnoxious. If I get like a breach in O2 or something, sure. Best augment in the... I mean, it's got to be Zoltan's Shield is like the best in most important ways. You know, long-range scanners has a lot of value. I find more for being able to avoid bad fights than like the scrap you get from it, although that's definitely helpful also. I'm not gonna like deny that. But the main reason I think about it is usually for like being able to avoid hazards, or at least know that's like what you're jumping into. You know, I value reloaders a lot for sure. Pre-igniter definitely has value, but I won't usually buy one unless it's late game. You know, but a free one has a ton of value for sure. Otherwise, there's not that many augments I'll buy at a store. There's ones I'll try to hold on to. You know, in rare cases, I'll buy like a backup DNA bank, possibly, if I like have to board in an abandoned sector, maybe, or something. All right, here I think we could just do the double stores and then these jumps and exit, right? Is that how it measures out? Oh, it's a little tight, actually, isn't it? It's hard to say. It might be 5 before the exit. It might only be 4. Either way. Yeah, I think we just do this store, and then 1 or 2 of these in this. The Ion one, I don't buy that one. My other run had a Mantis A run, I think it was. And by the end of Sector 2, I'd gotten 2 free reverse ion fields. And I totally wanted to hold on to them. But then I could like sell them and buy hacking. So I sold them and buy hacking or something. Yeah, Zoltan Shield Bypass. That's definitely one that I will buy sometimes or hold on to. I mean, it's like it's so strong on boarding ships at times. Speak of the devil, Zoltan Shield Bypass. You know, respirators I'll definitely hold on to on Fed C. Drone recovery arm, I really try to avoid relying on drones in any way. But if I am, you know, this has a lot of value for sure. Alright, no hacking, that's fine. We have another store. So we do nothing here. I don't value hull repair drone is scrap. I've used one like twice, like clicked on it like twice in my like 100 runs, like, and both times I think it was like for fun. Still no hacking. That's okay. Pre-igniter. Like here, if I had the scrap, I still wouldn't buy the pre-igniter. It's way too big of a risk, like with the weapons I have right now. Another bypass. So these stores both suck. I'm really glad I got that flak from that first store right away. That was a good buy. Yeah, stuff like, you know, the reverse ion, that's just, and it's same with like the scrap recovery arm. It's like I'm not going to sell it for just because I have it, but if I can use that scrap at that time, it's usually not going to stick around. Yeah, like there's definitely times where I could see hull repair being like a lifesaver for sure. You know, when I was on Zoltan C with 3 hull, like I would have been so happy to find a hull repair drone. Even though I don't think it had that many drone parts, I'm not sure. But most of the time it's like, it's going to be worth more in scrap pretty quickly. So I think you can only take 2 jumps here. Take 1 and then I can confirm after that, but... Alright, big missile, boarding, clone bay. There's a decent chance we can get a crew kill on this ship. Yeah, just the 2 rock. So there's a couple of ways we could do it. Could mind control the pilot right away and have them fight each other here. Or we can let this guy board over and drop him low and then swap him around. It's like, that's probably what I'll do. I'll still mind control the pilot after he comes over. I think that's the play. So we actually do it like right away at this point, in case he goes into sensors. Yeah. All right. So we'll just put the NG in there with you. So the goal here is we want to drop this rock really, really low, but not kill him. So when he gets teleported back, we can kill him with just like 1 shot of our weapons. Is the goal there. All right, great. 2 damage takes that off. You trained in anything? Oh, you're trained in shields. Oh, that's not that important. I can reset your health after this. Ah, 32. That's too bad. Ideally, it's like, you know, 15 or less, so it's just 1 shot. You know, but they've got plenty of hull, so it's not a big deal. It's not like we had to shoot them a bunch. What's going on over there. So what'll happen now is once this is cooled down, this guy will come board and they'll just like swap around. And then we can just kill him off and then shoot them over here and break the clone bay and stuff. Alright, so we can just do that like immediately, really. You're close. You're gonna go. Don't go into that. Okay, good. I caught him. If he goes in this room, you can only fight him one-on-one, which is really obnoxious. Whatever. Just get the rocks over here. All right, clone base broken. I mean, it's fine if he just kills him. Honestly, it's not a big deal. Made it just in time. Two health. All right. Everyone back to where you're supposed to be. So it should be easy enough to kill them both still without using bombs or anything. Oh, nice. They're stacking in one room even, making it so easy. So now he's at 1. Oh yeah, stealth weapons. I definitely think stealth weapons are a little underrated. There's definitely some situations that are pretty valuable. Hey, healing burst. That's something to sell. That's just the value of like crew kills. You know, it's a decent chance, 1 in 9, I think, right, of getting a free weapon. It just gives you scrap, you know. All right, so do one last measure, make sure. It's hard when it's on this like steep angle, I find, to like measure as perfectly accurate. But no, this is looking bad. I think you're going to take one more jump. Ooh, asteroids. Burst laser 2 and a mini beam. That's fun. It's so inaccurate. It's faster though. Should still try it maybe. I'm just going to do this right off the bat. And they got hit through their shields, jeez. It's like, I realize I don't actually want to do that micro that much, because even those like really short depowers of the flak is like something when I'm trying to race their weapons a little bit. Alright, great. Now it's just deciding like it might be worth getting a crew kill still. We can take our time a little bit here. All right. There's a chance mini beam can hurt us, but I think we're okay. Ooh, resist. Look at that. Alright, so they got enough hull. Actually, I don't need to use a bomb here. Unless they get hit by an asteroid. Which is totally possible. There we go. And crew member. Not the best reward there. Would have rather had a what you call it? Anything that's not a crew member. I mean, more crew is definitely helpful. I like having 5 for flagship, but we want scrap more than crew right now. Still got a lot of bombs. I was worried I was going to start using small bombs like a ton really quickly, but we only used a couple to get crew kills. That is a lot of fuel for one drone part, and we don't even have anything we need drone parts for. It's like that's one of those ones that's really hard to pass up even if you're using drones, because like it's just so economical, and it's only one. Feels bad if you have to skip that. All right, Slug. I'm actually a pretty big fan of Slug Nebulas also, but Civilian is just so good. Both of them are 2 to 3 stores, I believe. Civilian might be 1 to 3, but I think it's 2 to 3. Pretty sure it's 2 to 3. It's also just like such a good scrap sector. Alright, I probably got to spend something on my ship here. I mean, I've only spent, so it's like sector 4, and literally the only upgrade I've done on the ship is the shield bubble. Everything else has been at stores, which is like not uncommon for how I play. It's like I think that's the one I do. It's like I really got to get hacking, like, you know, the second I can. That's a store. I mean, I can sell this because I do kind of need that. I think that's what I do. I wouldn't mind engines 3 for running since I'm like a little weak here, but just being able to run the small bomb at the same time, that's a big difference. All right. I'm just like pausing for a minute to like mute myself and like do a violent cough. I've got the very tail end of the cold going on here still. All right. I think this is good enough. Like we're pretty strong on hull also. You know, it's like, because there's a chance this is like such, you know, double burst laser 2 asteroid field, double combat drone or something. Like there's a chance this is disgusting. Sector 4 is such a step up. And civilian sector is a little tricky in that we're not really sure what we're jumping into. There's a wide range of ships. Like this is offensive drones, heavy 2 with a heavy ion. That's kind of an awkward setup at least. But Zoltan shield, 2 shields. We're gonna fight them still, but this could be gross depending what these drones are for sure. If they're beam drones, we might get lucky, but not necessarily. Just 1 combat drone? Okay, that's not so bad then either. I'm going to try and get away with not microing the power too much off the bat. Let's see if we get lucky with that. The question is, do I use the small bomb to get the shield down right away? Or like try to? Or do I save it for the next volley? I guess it depends if this crystal hits or not, partly. Alright, so I gotta think this through for a second. If I wait for a volley, like both of these have to hit, and like I have to hit 3 out of 4 for that to make sense. If I'm like delaying this until after this fires again. Right. No, I think it's worth waiting. But here I got to make sure I got to start. See, these are all firing now, so I want to like dodge this one more. So I got to micro my power quite a bit more here. Ooh, that was almost too much, but not quite. All right. Luckily, the ion like comes last, so that has a better chance of not messing with us. Really want to dodge one of these. Oh, that's huge. Hopefully the second one comes in before this does. Yes. I made a mistake. I should have had the NG on shields already because he has a training too. So that might be a damage that's from a mistake. Although, then there's a chance actually that would be worse because then it would have been up in time for the ion. So maybe that was like a big brain play that I wasn't even aware of. Oop, hit my Columbia, that's fine. Yeah, look at that. That was totally intentional. I did the timing in my head, and I was like, if it's not manned, the ion will sneak through, and then they'll block the combat drone. So I'm going to take credit for that one for sure. That was real big brain in action there. You saw it here live. Can you like take a longer path for one of these, please? It's tempting to shoot it down right now. I might be able to. I might just do it if I can, let's see. Ah, I missed. And then I didn't micro my power either. Oops. Oh, look at that. Everything snuck in. That that crystal made it just past the shield in time. I was pretty worried about that timing. Of course, they have the NG doing it, but that's okay. I'm not too concerned about a crew kill here because I'm like slightly threatened. Less so now by the ship now I got a damage on it, but I'd likely have to use a number of bombs to get crew kill on it, so I'm not going to chase that too much. Although we got one of them down already, I guess. Like, now that I said that, I'm like, well, maybe I should be getting a crew kill here. Especially since we killed one of them already. Yeah, this combat drone is working out here. I mean, it hasn't done anything too nasty yet. It hasn't gotten through my shields entirely on its own, but it's trying to. Obviously gotta try and dodge this. I also have to like run my oxygen soon probably, right? Actually no, I'm only at half. I feel like it looks really red. Ooh, a dodge, that's great. Alright, so there goes the NG. Oh really, that's not pulling the rock? I'm surprised. Yeah, I'm sick of this combat drone, I'm honest. I'll be honest. Alright. There we go. Yeah, fight you two, come on. I mean, do I try and get a crew kill off them? I don't think so, really. Maybe. Five fuel. No, I need more scrap than that. Yeah, I don't think it's worth using bombs on them and stuff. Like, this guy would maybe die. They can actually have, like, fraction health, so it's not positive. I mean, I guess I can wait. They're not running yet. Like, they're not getting anywhere yet. Although it's like, yeah, I'm going to have to use multiple bombs. I don't know. I'm just going to kill them here. Before this thing does damage to me all of a sudden. Let's just get out of here. 31 scrap. Alright. And some materials also. Definitely glad I didn't take the surrender. So, you know, you can see that fight, like, wasn't bad in the end, but it was, like, not too far from being gross. And, you know, so definitely could have had worse weapons than a heavy ion with a heavy laser, too. Like, those are not, you know, optimal weapon pairings. We're going to see 4 jumps going here, so I'm going to risk another jump without upgrading, I think. Although, could get the power. Too addicted to floating scrap. So this forces us to store this chance of a store with scrap, chance of a fight. I'm gonna actually look up at the odds on that one, because like, as much as I'm saying I'm trying to find a store for hacking, on the other hand, it's also like there are a bunch of stores this sector. So there might be like 2 stores right next to us also again. So I just want to see like what the range is. So let's see. So it's 50% chance, AI ship. 1 in 4 standard, 1 in 4 a store. Oh, so you only get scrap in a store if it's a higher level mind control. It's not. I thought it was if you didn't use mind control and you found a store, you got scrap then. Alright, so in that case, I'd definitely rather just get the store. No weapons, no hacking. It's got a battery. Telekill bomb. So I think we buy the battery. And then it makes it more likely that this store has hacking. Because it'll be out of the systems pool. And I think we just go right there. So we can search other stores if we need to. That's not hacking, but that's something. That is something. Huh. Can I avoid buying the halberd? I don't think I can. That's too bad. That might sound strange. Halberd is an incredible weapon. It's so amazing. It's really hard to just like avoid just using it and then just winning the game sometimes. And so there's times like I'd much rather buy the heavy laser right here. It's more fun for me. But with no hacking still, and we're falling a little bit behind, it's like there's so much value in that heavy laser. I mean, in the halberd beam. We're a little short of like getting it online immediately, but once we have a flak halberd, you know, it's just one more weapon power. That's just so much power. And there's not really like great synergy with just buying the heavy laser here. Like, it's not that different than our, I mean, we can use it instead of the small bomb. I mean, I'm trying to justify it to myself here. I'm trying to think about a way I can justify it because I want it instead of the halberd. There's more immediate value. Good strats with Stealth B. I mean, the main strat with Stealth B, you know, for all difficulties is get cloaking 3 immediately. And then most fights you cloak immediately. You don't try to dodge their weapons, you just delay their weapons with a 15-second cloak. And then your glaive beam will fire before their weapons. Just start it, you know, in their weapons room if you can, so they don't fire like right after it fires. This is like slightly tricky. I'm trying to remember. I think I ran actually the same exact loadout with these 3 weapons and a heavy laser a couple runs ago. I mean, it was really good, but I had hacking then. It's really just, that's the thing. If I had hacking, none of these choices would matter that much. I can make any of them work. But until that point, there's more issues with that. I think I can get away with it. Doing it. There's definitely some more pros to it. It's more synergistic in ways, actually. And it's less of a scrap investment. So I can get away with you know, if there's another store soon, I can get hacking there. The halberd might delay it even more. Yep. We need to hit the distress for sure. We have a lot of distress blue options now. So that's a play I feel like a lot of people, a lot of other like high-level players do differently, and aren't necessarily wrong at all. Like, might be more correct or might be kind of irrelevant. I'm not sure. This one, I think we take him. We want the scrap, right? Go life form on moon. For some reason, I can never totally remember what the things are with this one. I get confused with the Charlie and the engines thing or whatever. Or not the Charlie, the Robert. Take him home. What is it? High scrap, medium scrap, or a repair? That's right. It's a chance of a repair, which sucks, but Hey, there we go. That's got to be high scrap, I think, for the sector. That's really good. 39 scrap. That's like exactly what we needed. Another distress. Alright, I think we gotta float it though. That was perfect. That was a great reward. Promise to help. NG crew. 35 scrap. Alright, look at all that scrap we just made all of a sudden. And there's our stores. Is there a way we get both of them? Let's see. I think so. Gonna take a minute here to measure these out. So we can get 3 jumps before that top store if we need to. Or 4 before the bottom. And we get 6 and a nebula in before the exit, I think. That might be the play. If I want to get that like nebula bonus in, I gotta go this way first, I guess. I don't think I can do it that way though. I think I gotta go right to the store. Yeah, I can't get 3 in a nebula in first. Alright, so I go here to a nebula, here, here, and then I gotta get, I guess, these 3 in. So I'm kind of trapped in which jumps I do, but that gets me both stores and the optimal number of jumps in. Hey, another heavy laser. I don't think we buy any of those. I don't think we do anything here. Think about it for a minute. Definitely don't need these or these. We're not desperate enough to like need something like this. And this would just be replacing like the heavy crystal or something, which isn't necessarily even that like an upgrade. It kind of is. Kind of is, kind of isn't. But it's not worth the scrap. It's like it's not worth just like losing 40 scrap for like a slight upgrade. This slows our volley down. So I got rated the hull laser one pretty decently high, but I really avoid it, and I'm not entirely sure what it is. But it's something I've noticed. It's a weapon I think I avoid probably too much. I think it falls in that spot that it's just not quite exciting enough. Yeah, slow charge time for 2 shots. Yeah, I mean, heavy laser one's definitely better than heavy crystal in most situations. It's true, but it's not me dropping from 110 to 70 scrap better. I don't think. Like, later in the run, it totally would be. But right now, it's like, or if I had hacking or whatever it is, you know. But I think right now I'm a little tight on scrap. I want to get hacking. I want to get a weapons upgrade. I should get power. Oh, I have a battery now. I can't forget that. I got the battery finally. Yeah, I mean, hull weapons are definitely powerful. Like, there's a lot of strength in them. Especially the hull laser 2 is really strong in a lot of ways. Double bomb, missile, charge 1. No boarding. Kind of a weird mantis ship here. But alright. Yeah, I guess we can vent out with all these bombs and stuff. Like those don't even really matter unless I get hit in the engines. I can use my control with my small bomb on the next volley if I want. Lido. Can I shoot it down? Maybe. Do I want to shoot it down? I definitely could if I time it right here with the heavy laser. I don't know if it's worth doing. Maybe with a heavy crystal, that might fire in time. Sounds fun. I'm not really sure on the timing of the heavy crystal. Like, this feels like it would fire like immediately. It might time about right with hitting this. I'm gonna go for it. Well, it's gonna be close. I still want to use like... Oh, did I fire too early? Oh no. Oops. It was close. Something I'm still like trying to figure out the timing on better. Missiles move really fast. It's tricky. Shooting down lasers is even crazier. I've done that very little. Hey, we dodged it though, so it doesn't matter. Of course, that's not the most helpful thing for it to take down. We got a breach at least. Don't like how long these are taking at all. I'm getting really concerned about what these are doing. That might be double ion bomb, right? I mean, it's got to be at this point, I think. Like, that's why I'm firing these flak immediately. Ooh, another miss. Man, I have dodged a stupid amount of Lidos this run. It's like kind of suspicious, I'll be honest. If you're like getting suspicious, I'd be suspicious. Something weird's going on here with these Lidos. It probably means I'm just gonna get hit by like all the big missiles late game, right? They have a med bay. I can't see what they're doing over there. I'm not gonna bother with trying to get a crew kill. Kestrel B next. That's so much better than Fed C. That's a good step up for sure. I love Kestrel B. Definitely one of my favorite ships. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of value in delaying or anything here. I'm not too scared of their weapons. It's just a missile and an ion, it looks like. I don't think there's any value in delaying stuff here, especially since I'm going to the store next jump. Like, I don't think I can efficiently take another fight somewhere else before the store if I delay. And I don't want to just, like, go into the store with less scrap. And it's not that threatening of a ship, it doesn't look like. I should probably run all the weapons I need to, though. Clone Bay. Probably use the mind control for evasion purposes. Well, that's their weapons down for sure. Man, look at that. What is this run? This is just making up for all those runs where I just dodged nothing. That's how FTL is. I mean, that's the thing. It's like you get such extremes in RNG. It's like this is the run where you dodge them all for the one where you have like really high evasion and you dodge nothing. They're not in great shape, are they? They're all gonna like do this little bit here. Yeah, they're really trying. This is gonna be a crew kill pretty easily. They're just all dancing around. I'm just waiting on mind control because that's just gonna make it even easier to get the crew kill. So I'll do it on the pilot and they'll all stack up in there. Got them all at the same time. Splat. 35 scrap. Hacking, look at that. And a burst laser, and a heavy laser, and scanners. What a store. And a hull beam. Man, here's a good store. I mean, we've seen a lot of good stores, honestly. We've seen a lot of good weapons. I mean, we've seen 3 reloaders and like at least 4 heavy lasers, 5 heavy lasers. I don't know. It's just heavy laser central. I mean, hacking is a no-brainer. I think the burst laser one is probably the next best no-brainer. And then after that, it gets down to, what do I do next? I need weapon power. Scanners are really nice though. Basically, if I can get scanners, do I sell any weapons right now? I think the reason I don't want to sell a weapon is because I'm at 4 weapon power. And also I'm going to sell this one probably, which is only 10 scrap. We got 3 fights. So, I mean, that gets us our weapon power right there, I think. So I think I could be a little greedy and hold on to everything then. Yeah. Alright, so yeah, this run is really coming together good here. I mean, hacking is just like so much, evens out so many fights for us. And wait, was it 2 or 3 more fights that I got here? Yeah, it's 3. It's tight, but I should be able to get 3 in for the exit. Nice. Good sector. Civilian sectors are just so strong. Definitely advise like you going to civilian sectors almost always over other sectors. Stores, rewards, double rewards, just like very good events in general. You know, big nebulas also, which is helpful. All right, definitely don't surrender to slavers. 3 shields and a halberd with the ion charge. That's actually pretty gross. All right, how do we want to do this? Bunch of mantis too, which is like it works for us. I think small bomb is kind of a no-brainer here. This is like too reliant on everything hitting. Although we can make it so everything hits. But I'd like to get a crew kill instead if possible. So I think we just do stuff into weapons and just be okay with some misses because we can kind of manipulate their volleys more with the hacking. And really any damage should make this fight pretty safe here. Let's see, you're gonna fire it off? No. I think also if I want to do stuff to mess with their evasion or how greedy I want to be. I think I want to just try and be greedy with a small bomb first and see what happens. Yeah, alright, so that doesn't hit. So I want to do this then. Oh, I messed up my I meant to do my evasion there. Alright, great. We dodged that one. If we didn't dodge that one, I don't know if our shields would be back up in time for the halberd. But now they will be for sure. And so, I don't know if you noticed, I did the... You want to get the mind control in time where the other crew member doesn't make it into the room, or like doesn't make it to the doors even before your shots hit. You want to hit them in that window, because otherwise their evasion jumps part way back up. Shield it. Alright. So we're safe for the moment here. Got a lot of bombs and can more easily like move away. Although I'm going to do it in here. Just like make it super safe. But so I'm going to be kind of wasteful with bombs because it's just like we've got them to spare. Yeah, there's one mantis down. So I think I'm going to wait and do a mind control on the NG so they go in and kill him. So I'm not going to use my hacking until then, until after, so I can let them in the room. Alright, and then yeah, just one more volley really should do it. Nope, he's still alive. Hey, and another crew member. Well, doesn't really hurt to have more NGs. You can go on shield since you got the training. Oh, the BL1 was a surprise. I think the BL1 is planning for late game because I feel like Flak 1, Burst Laser 1, Heavy 1, and then one other, either one of these weapons is like totally flagship ready. Versus just this is like a little thin for flagship. But it's definitely like there's a reason it's sitting in my hold right now, and I might not use it for a while. But it's kind of insurance. But yeah, weapons upgrade next. There was also buying the scanners. I mean, well, by then I didn't have the scraps. I bought them second. But like seeing that I had 3 fights made me, like if there's no fights or these were bad hazards, I may have been like, well, I'm going to sell something or even the reloader and like get my weapons up then. But seeing that there's more fights and they'd been going well with what I had, I figured I could get the scrap for weapons in time for Sector 5. I mean, I guess I have the scrap now. I should probably do it. Is there any reason not to? Not a good reason. But still, I'm not going to use the burst one quite yet, I don't think. I mean, I could use it, and I could swap this out. And then either use the thing with the bomb or without the bomb. I mean, that's a pretty strong volley if I swap this out then. Probably like have oxygen running while I'm thinking here. A lot of options. What's making me hesitate is I know if I swap the burst laser one in for the heavy crystal, like I'm just gonna run these 3 and not use my bomb still, and I want to just kind of like use the bombs while I got them, get extra crew kills. Which I don't know if that's kind of a dumb reason to not do that. I mean, I think for right now, it's kind of like, I can get away with this. And probably start the next sector, I'll switch it up. Alright, so missile, 4 crew. It's kind of a nice number with the teleporter. So yeah, we'll just do weapons hacks here. no way to heal, so that's nice. Although I'll probably just kill the two that come over. Let's see, I'm gonna mind control for evasion. I can try not to, I guess. Right. Actually, no, I should mind control for evasion. There's no reason not to. Because they don't have a way to heal or anything. So, I should do that. So we're going to hack to delay them. I'm also going to vent here, actually, to just like kill them really fast if I can. Just don't want to hurt my crew more than I need to. Alright, just the heavy left? Alright, so I can just have my one shield. There's an action, it's fine. I guess I can use my battery. Give myself some oxygen here. Alright, so yeah, this should be a pretty easy crew kill at this point now. Just gonna give them a moment here. Because yeah, they're both full, so since they're not trying to run or anything, I don't need to rush it. I can just wait and mind control this guy again. But yeah, so if anyone, I know some people were saying they found me through I post on Reddit some. I've done like tier lists there. I'm sure anyone who's on the FTL Reddit knows Reddit's affinity for engines upgrades and stuff, and they'll see. While I think for learning players for sure and playing on easier difficulties, it's definitely like buy more upgrades, or even when you're first starting hard. But it's definitely not like the best way to play most of the time. And you can win quite a lot with not buying, engines, not buying power, and just all in on offense is a much more reliable way to play. And it's definitely like part of the trick of like getting over the hump of like winning sometimes in hard, but feeling like it's really RNG dependent, to being like able to make it into wins a lot more. That'll probably sell. Chain laser's okay, but we've got better weapons for sure. It sells nice though, so that's really good. That sells good. This is, oh, it's totally safe, not even that close. Probably buy power next, maybe? I don't know, I'll have to see. Might buy engines 3. I don't love engines 2 with no cloaking in case I run into some like crazy fight. I want to be able to get out of there. Alright, 3 crew, burst laser. I think it's just kind of the same thing. I think I can probably crew kill doing the same kind of idea here. Although again, I think I'm going to try to wait on the mind control so I can stack them all in the room together. I think that time's okay since they don't have the missile. Yeah. Right, since I broke it, they won't actually fight in there, but he might go break the med bay for me actually, so that's still useful. But here, I'm gonna let them in there so he punches the med bay instead of them. Oh no, only one is going in there. Oh, that's right. So after he fixes the breach, a second will go in there. They have some weird AI with breaches, how they do it. They always like bring in a second afterwards. Oh, there we go, some fires. This works. And it'll kill the rock, which is, or almost kill the rock, I guess. Not looking too good for them. Let's see. Chance they'll kill each other. Pretty close in health. Ah, come on. There you go, that's a surrender. You value your life. I mean, you'll probably still die because your oxygen's broken and your med bay's broken and your ship's on fire and you have 4 health. But thanks for the defense drone. That's good scrap. 25 scrap to sell. Definitely worth taking that surrender. Yeah, and he lived happily ever after. We can imagine. I mean, maybe he might have an escape pod or something. You know, you always find a pod to jump back over with. Hail them. Wow, look at this. That's another one. What was it before? It was 8 to 1. This one's 9 to 1. I mean, we haven't bought fuel all game, and I'm planning kind of on not buying fuel all game. Alright, engine controlled. More stores. We don't need stores super desperately. We've got the weapons and stuff. But I want cloaking. Which I still don't have enough. I've got a bunch of stuff to sell. Not quite enough yet. Right, 25, 57, 106, like 116. I mean, I'd have to sell more stuff than I want to buy cloaking immediately. But I could do like this, and then this store. I'm gonna think about it for a minute. Alright, so let's see, what time is it? It's like 1:15 my time. So yeah, I'm still gonna play more tonight for sure. Do at least 1 sector more, maybe 2 more. But I gotta take another break for a minute and just refresh myself. So let me put a BRB up real quick, and I'll come back in just a minute here. All right. Oh, so I was going to mention here, so there's any input on this. I'm planning on getting my camera set up sometime probably in the next week or so, and doing like figuring out a way to have the green screen thing. I have some ways to do it here. Start, upgrading my streamer level here a little bit. Been doing it a couple months now, and it's definitely been growing, and I've really been enjoying it. I think partly doing the tournament commentary made me want to like kind of step up my game a little bit. And the side benefits of that, besides like seeing my beautiful face and my long luxurious hair, is I have a very beautiful cat also. I know how much many people love the pet streams, so I have a very, very beautiful gray cat who I'm sure would love a little attention on stream as well. So yeah, watch out for that. If you have any thoughts or comments on that, just let me know. Alright, so what am I doing here? How greedy can I be about the store? Because like there's upgrades I gotta get going on here a little bit. Helps knowing that they're not hazards, at least. I wish there were empty jumps. There's some really good empty jumps in energy sectors. Because like my thoughts here, I mean, mostly it's like all I'm really looking for at this point is cloaking. I get cloaking, and that's everything I need to win. And I'm like at the point where with selling stuff, I'm really close to getting cloaking, which makes me want to take like 1 or 2 fights so I can just do it. But there's a risk at this point. I'm definitely like, I don't know if my offense is strong enough that I'm like, oh, I can just take any fight and it's fine. Then I swap that around. NG ships can have a lot of defensive drones. So this value goes down for sure. And this is a stronger volley. And it's also faster. So I think I can risk it here. I mean, I know there's a store here if something goes really bad. My other thought would be to go up to engines 3 right here, because that's only 15, but even that feels like a little too much scrap to invest. So we attack the ship. This is great. This is like the perfect weapon setup for us to run into, because there's only one weapon that's threatening, and it's slow, and it's power hungry, and it makes it easy to take offline. And yeah, so this is like basically a guaranteed safe fight. I'm gonna say that and I'm gonna be not thinking about something here and take damage. Did that too early for sure, but that's okay. But so basically what's gonna happen here, I need to do 3 damage to their weapon system to make this safe, because I'm safe from their weapons. The crew boarding stuff, that doesn't matter at all. And so with 3 shields, if I do evasion hack, it's like I beat the missile speed, and this takes down their shields, and this does 4 damage, which is more than I need, and it's a guaranteed hit with the evasion hack. And so that's why like this kind of build, this is why defenses are bad. This is the missile defense right here. Like, you shoot it first. The big missiles are like less threatening than Artemis in the mid and late game. Like most of the time they should be. And cloaking is a way to do it. But cloaking doesn't necessarily mean you can kill ships then, so it's not always like the ideal way to deal with it. Actually, in there. Either way. But like the best way to deal with enemy offenses is stuff like hacking and mind control and fast, strong weapons. And you can just do stuff, you can hack weapons if you want. There's like, so many ways to do it. But I do a lot of evasion hacks. Even relative to like a lot of other high-level players don't value them quite as much. Some do. But I do a ton of evasion hacks because it sets up these situations where it's like I know what's going to happen here, and it's 100% chance basically, and it removes the RNG, and is the way to like make FTL a much more winnable game reliably. yeah, we just put those all into weapons. That deals with that. And then we're like still looking for a crew kill here if I can get it. I should reset their health after this fight for sure. So we don't need all that running anymore. He's gonna jump over, yeah. There you go. They do that, they flee. Can you make it? No, you can't make it. I didn't think so. Like how he leaves fixing the med bay to go fight a fire in an empty room. That's like pretty big brain NG strats there. This is looking real bad for this team. All right, 38 scrap. So definitely gonna vent these two out. But yeah, there's just, you know, like a big part of FTL is also, you know, you get your systems early. Whether you do, you can build into boarding. You can, a lot of the time if you want. I go mind control all the time instead. But like something, you know, get that sector 2, you get hacking sector 2 really early. You can just crew kill with a lot of different weapon setups, or even without weapons sometimes, and you just get more value out of fights that way. Let's see, what was it? 32, 25, 10. So that's good then. Right? Am I doing that right in my head? I'm like not actually doing the math, I'm just estimating really quick. 67, yeah. It's not quite there. Yeah, no, it totally is. I am like getting a little tired apparently. Cold is definitely like, it's one of those things that's just been like lingering. I thought it was gonna be gone after like 2 days, and it just day after day it's been like hanging around. Alright, so we sell the defense, we sell the chain, we sell the crystal. You know, pre-igniter's fun, but it's a win streak, so we gotta go cloaking first. I mean, pre-igniter would probably totally be safe also. We've got pretty strong weapons, but they're fast. They're not like so powerful. There's definitely way more value in buying cloaking. Alright, there we are. There's another bypass there too. So many bypasses this run. So here's our Sector 5 ship. I'd say at this point, it's like the game's pretty much in my hands. It's like, I'm not sure if there's RNG that could force a loss at this point. I mean, probably. There's always the most like 1 in, you know, 10 trillion chance of something really insane, but at this point it's pretty secure, and it's only, you know, 9 weapon power and 2 engines in Sector 5, because what wins the game is getting everything from the stores. And now it's like I have the rest of the run that I can get upgrades at any time, and I don't need stores. You know, even though I'll still go there some, but this is definitely like the way to like even out the RNG across a bunch of runs is you just got to get everything early and as early as possible. Oh, hey, Trix, thanks. 100 is like insane. I still can't believe I hit it. I mean, I was in disbelief. Well, not disbelief, but I was like really pumped when I got the cycle and thought that was like I hit my goal. And I've just had new goal after new goal, and it's been really cool, like becoming more a part of the community and streaming and stuff now. Definitely been hyped about a lot of stuff lately with that. Especially with the tournament and stuff this weekend. That was so much fun. I can't wait for like another thing like that. It seems like that's definitely in the works already. Like the talks about it, at least the initial talks. Free stuff. Not that much free stuff from that. We go to another store. We probably don't go to that store. It's probably too soon, unless we find something free. What do I need? Like power. I need engines. I need to like spend scrap on my ship. No. I need to take a fight. Fight an engine bar first. Probably power next. Maybe weapon power after that. Aid civilian ship. 3 crew. Clone Bay. Clone Bay is the easier one to deal with, for sure. Only 2. Oh, I gotta power my weapons here. What am I doing? Oops. Might as well hack, just for safety. But it should be pretty easy to stop this halberd from firing at all. And the nice thing is also, this like blocks them from going to repair the clone bay and stuff. Yeah, I'll probably actually just kill this guy. I don't need to be so like patient with letting him run back and forth. There's the NG. The Mantis. Down to 1 Mantis already. That's like low. Alright, interesting about this. Clone Bay's dead. Halberd's down. Alright. And there we go. Very safe fight. Very easy crew kill at this point. And we just let him in the room there. And do I have a risk of killing him by accident? Heavy burst of flak dam. No, it should be fine. Blast him away. And another weapon. And another weapon. Wow, look at that. So, I guess I can go to this store now. Double weapon. That's rare. Look, a reloader. Wow, this run is just... I want to run this run a bunch of times. I just want to have these stores in all my runs. These like Lido dodges too that had early game. This has definitely been a lucky run. Lucky 100. Oh yeah, it was 8 a.m. your time. Yeah, so you must be West Coast. I'm East Coast, so it was like the first day would line up like perfectly with my shop's hours. So, and also I don't play fast, although I'm thinking about trying to learn to play fast to compete in another one. They're talking about doing, well, at least that's not a Kassalian last night, about possibly he might do like regional tournaments, so they could do different times. But if you missed it, I got to do commentary on Sunday for the semifinals for 2 of the runs between Billy Kirby and Necro Rebel, along with Goblin and Farb, and that was really fun. I had a blast doing that. It was a really cool thing, and it was super last minute. Also, it was like 45 minutes before. It was like the run before. Castellian messaged me and asked if I wanted to hop on because he saw I was around, and was able to get some like childcare last minute. Oh, Farb was commenting, so I was commenting with Farb and Goblin. They're hosting because he was kicked out already, and so it was Necro Rebel versus Billy Kirby. And Necro Rebel beat Billy Kirby to go into the finals against Retreat. No, Scott Winsey Wilson didn't compete. I'm not sure why. I thought he might, because I know he's another prolific no pause player. But Hollow Shadime did, Crow Revel, Burrito, Rackagak, Necro Rebel, Retreat, Billy Kirby. Yeah, I don't know. Retreat was insane. No one could beat him. He swept everyone, I think. It was really close the last one though. Really close. Alright, so I got another reloader. Sell that. There's a world where this is like I could swap this in, but I don't need to. I'd rather have the scrap right now. Got enough drone parts. I haven't repaired in forever. I've taken so little damage this run. It's kind of nuts. I do want the weapon power. I think I can swing this right now, right? This is like such a cool ship, right? I love this. It's got 6 weapon power and 2 reloaders, only 2 shields, 3 engines, like no power. This is like totally my ship. This is peak Neozar play right here. Reloaders and fast weapons and no defenses. Alright, how many jumps do I have left? Got 4 jumps and then the exit. So I'll go up this way. But yeah, I thought what was really neat about the tournament was they struck a good balance of the formula between like valuing time and valuing score, I thought. So although some people felt like, oh, score just meant everything because Retreat kept winning, he like maximized score to like almost perfect ability. And with like Necro speed, he caught it really close. Like, and he could have gone a little faster. And so if he like did his speed to the max ability, like he probably would have won that round. So it's like, it seemed like it was really tight, you know, and it kind of felt like Retreat deserved to win. Honestly, he played just insane. No one could do score like he did. He's definitely the master of that. And we got spiders twice and got it right both times. But yeah, if you don't know about Retreat, he also has a bunch of records for score things. Like he has the best golf score, which is the opposite of high score. He got a 1500 win, I think, with Crystal Beyond Hard, which is just like absurd to me. I still like can't wrap my head around it. Because that's just basically running to the flagship and not fighting anything and then killing it. Yeah, it's like 1500 and change. Because Crystal B needs like a Zolan shield bypass, and that's almost enough to kill the flagship right there. I think with Zolan shield bypass and hacking, and you end like 1 damage or swap to Clone Bay, and you can kill the flagship with just a few upgrades and like really good micro. Yeah, he's done 8,000 score with every ship without like die farming, I think, like excessive die farming at least. And then he's also done like an enormous score just die farming, you know, but that's, you know, you can go infinite with that. All right, so this ship, they got weapons for sure. They got defenses, they're boarding. But we got weapons too, so it's all good. They're gonna do some NG boarding, aren't they? That's pretty dope. I think I'm gonna do the weapons hack here, and then a mind control. for evasion. Alright, double NG boarding coming on over. I just try to kill them off. Do that. I'm like trying to be greedy and see if I don't have to use hacking right away. No, I think I have to, or this is gonna fire. The reason to not use it would be so I can like let them in the room to like fight a fire and then trap them in it or something, so they don't break the doors. Pretty sure I got their weapons, or I could unlock the doors and get this guy in there before this hits right now if I hadn't used it, but that's all right. All right, so I got their weapon system down pretty effectively, I think. It's breached and on fire and entirely broken and hacked. So I'm pretty confident in the suppression of their weapons here. So let's see what they do next. But yeah, Retreat also, he did some interesting things, like he bought advanced FTL navigation. Like he's just farm score so much, like he just knows all the best options to take. Like there's weird options and events to take sometimes. I don't think anyone was really thinking about advanced FTL navigation, and he did some cool stuff with it, like in Sector 8. He almost got a repair mid-flagship fight, which was like, everyone got like really excited about it, and then the repair got overtaken. Bam, got him. Look at the timing. I'm trying to think about what the sector map was here. Usually it's better to just destroy it and salvage it. It's guaranteed scrap. Unless there's like a specific thing you know that you want to get. Try and be greedy here and not reset my crew's health. But yeah, like, you know, also to put those in perspective, like, I don't have, like, even outside my win streak, I mean, I haven't tried to score farm at all, but I don't have any runs that are 7K even. My highest score is like 6,800 something on Crystal B, which was going to Crystal Homeworlds at the end of Sector 7, so like a whole bonus Sector 7. And it's like, that's just like, you have to really go after it if you're trying to do score stuff. Like, it's a very specific play style that you have to do with like your setup early so you can dive as much as possible really early. And then there, like, he could have gotten more score too, especially on like his Stealth A run. But they restricted how much diving you could do, because he definitely could have gone even higher, I'm sure. Do I go to the store? Did I get stuff to sell again? No. I really don't need to go there, I guess. I just need scrap. I'll skip this one for once. Let's see. Reject their offer for sure. But yeah, when I first heard about the tournament, I was like, well, that's not for me, because it was score and speed. And those are two things that I'm really good at doing the opposite of what the tournament wanted. I play very slowly and I get very low scores because I don't farm scrap. Like, I don't take extra risks. I think running low scrap is much less of a risk. So it's like, you know, I come in with lots of like low 5,000 scores that take me a long time to get. But the tournament got me hyped enough that I might try and do more with it. We'll see. I'm just gonna hack that. And so what I do here, so they'll just die in there now, not damage anyone. Actually, I can hold off on the mind control. Alright, I trust my hits enough. Perfect. Perfect. Now it's got 1 health, so when I mind control in there, the other guy will come running. You see my compete. Yeah, well, I know they had a thing where once someone won, if like you only had an hour to complete your run at that point, but like if Mike and I both competed, we could have some very long runs. For sure. I was saying they should have like an exhibition, like a halftime show of like Mike and I just microing, you know, like setting up a seat or something, or a ship that's like partway through, you know, against just like a really hard fight, and just like have us micro fights for half an hour. Some kind of competition that way. Yeah, so just let them fight, I guess. I have so many bombs still, but I don't really think I should waste them unnecessarily. No. Alright. I just need just a second here. But yeah, if you don't know Mike Hopley, he is a very good FTL player to know. He's very helpful and very friendly, and his website is great. It has tons of FTL stuff, and it's like, if you want to just get down into like the really detailed mechanics, you know, he's figured out a lot of stuff, and a lot of it is like really applicable too. Like he has a good YouTube video on the shield drone. You know, like you start on Stealth C and how it works. And there's some like micro you can do with it that makes it much better. And he just has a lot of that knowledge. Like I started playing again, you know, I played casually, you know, a long time ago. And then I started getting back into the game, like last summer. And then I started watching Crow Revel, and I learned like a lot from him about playing hard mode and win streaking. And then when I was starting getting like more serious into it, then I learned like a lot from Mike, and that really helped me get to like a higher level of play, and get to where I could do like the multiple cycles and stuff. So I definitely agree. I would say both of those players, Crow Revel and Mike Hopley, are really good to learn from. And then, you know, hopefully I can be helpful as well. I can pass on the knowledge I've gotten from them and other people. I got 6 crew. I don't need the fugitive. 44 scrap. Sounds good to me. This is a dive, I'm pretty sure. So, like, here's a chance where, like, I could totally upgrade engines by 1. And then dive that pretty safely. And I just don't bother doing it. Because it just feels unnecessary. We'll probably do Rock Homeworlds because we got a Crystal crew member. And so we could go to Crystal Homeworlds maybe. Also 2 stores. And we don't have the stuff for Mantis Homeworlds anyways. And then I'd rather go to a green sector because I'd rather go to a Zoltan than a Abandoned for Sector 7. So let's go to the Rock Homeworlds. Like chase empty beacons, trying to find the thing. Alright, let's see. Yeah. So I think this is gonna be the exciting point when I'm gonna call the run for the night here. If you're new to the stream, I'm sorry to say I'm one of the few streamers I don't do full runs in a night usually. Sometimes I do. But with the speed I go, it's just like it doesn't work out great. It gets pretty late for me. So I usually do either half a run or like most of a run. I got through enough of it tonight, and it's such a strong ship. Like the next part is going to be quicker for sure. So I'll almost certainly be on tomorrow night, sometime between like 10 and 11 Eastern time, Eastern United States. And convert to your local time zone from there. But yeah, this is pretty much a one run, I'd say. This is the only way I lose this is if I just make a bunch of mistakes. So this is going to be 101, which puts me 11 ships away from doing the 4th cycle. So that's really exciting. Got to thank everyone. I got a lot of new viewers I know from the tournament and from Reddit and everything. So thanks everyone coming out and supporting the stream. Let me know any changes you want to see. I'm like working on upgrading stuff. Hopefully this week we'll get a camera online and then maybe some like more graphics for the stream for getting followers and all that stuff. So I can be more on top of that. And yeah, let's see if we can find someone else playing FTL to raid. Let me just go to the menu here. Let's see, got oxygen, everything. All right. Let's see who's playing tonight. Yeah, my followers have overtaken my streak. You're right. This is a momentous part here. It's the first time that happened. That was good noticing that. All right, so got a few people playing FTL here. No one I know off the top of my head, but let's see what looks like a good stream to hop into here. Gotta play quicker and alienate people. Yeah, I know. I keep expecting like no one to stick around, but people keep hanging around with me. And I love it. It's great, but not what I was expecting. I thought it was gonna be, you know, like not interesting enough, like Mike, to justify playing this slow. But it seems like it's worked out. I try to have a good time, explain stuff for people, and it's been pretty cool. Just FTL community is great, honestly. What it comes down to. Oh hey Ray, yeah. I'm just about to do a raid, but yeah, Sector 6, Crystal Sea. It's definitely a one run at this point. I got 2 reloaders, strong weapons, all my systems. And Sector 6 is Rock Homeworld, so we might get to go to Crystal Homeworlds also. But I'm going to finish